It's crazy to think of Judas Priest as anything else than the leather-wearing, guitar-shredding band that we know them as today. But early on, their sound was completely different. Here and there, you could already hear and see some real-life foreshadowing at what the band would later become, but they were still different. I mean, Rob Halford even had long hair, and they looked a lot more like a Lynyrd Skynyrd classic blues rock band rather than the metal gods that we know today.
So we've got a few thousand metal maniacs here today. Nice to see. We're going to get straight on. This is the Green Manalishi with a 2.
What most people don't realize is that it was Judas Priest that started the whole biker leather look that would come to dominate the 80s heavy metal scene. This look is extremely iconic and legendary because it was everywhere back then, and you can even still see it today. And not just in heavy metal, leather was really popular in the 80s, even in movies where a badass main character would often wear leather boots, pants and a jacket while doing his own thing. The original Mad Max movies, especially the first one, are a perfect visual representation of that whole aesthetic, and the first Mad Max movie in general is basically a great representation of what Judas Priest would look like if they were a movie. It's funny that this look originally came from the British gay scene of the late 70s, a scene that Rob Halford was secretly part of.
Hey, big boy, why don't you come up and see me sometime?
Right now, let's check out some girls. Sounds good.
He felt that there was something very metal about it, and the whole BDSM look was raw and unique at the time. Leather culture existed long before that, of course. It dates back all the way to the 40s and 50s, with bikers and greasers often using it. With Judas Priest though, looking back at their early leather look and some of their early music videos, you can definitely see the heavy influence that Rob Halford had in the creative direction. On the other hand, you have to consider that we're still talking about the mid to late 70s and the 80s. Back then, even wearing tons of makeup, spandex and high heels as a man was often still considered manly, especially within hair metal. Most of these guys were extremely straight and banging women left and right.
I'm alive tonight, out in the streets again. Here comes
Dig into their new album, Invasion of Your Privacy, featuring the hit single Lay It Down. You know you really want to lay it down. And feast your eyes on Rat the Video, featuring Lay It Down plus 4 other Rat classics. Round and round, what comes around. Satisfy your craving for Rat with their new album, Invasion of Your Privacy, and Rat the Video. You'll never go hungry again.
But even in other genres such as disco, pop, or funk, a certain feminine look was popular and simply considered part of the style and aesthetic.
With the music playing loud, no distraction. Let me show you all the glamour and gold. And lots of pretty girls you gotta have. In a cold, hard world.
I always thought it was interesting how strongly this look affected heavy metal, especially the 80s metal scene. I mean, even Metallica and Slayer were rocking those looks back then. Judas Priest are one of the bands that influenced 80s metal the most. They were originally part of the new wave of British heavy metal, with bands such as Iron Maiden, Motorhead, Raven, Def Leppard, Diamond Head, Girls' School, and many more. It was one of the most important metal genres because it basically forms the main pillars of what heavy metal would become, resting on the shoulders of bands such as Deep Purple, Black Sabbath, and Led Zeppelin. Within the new wave of British heavy metal, Judas Priest was among the most important and influential bands. They were constantly pushing the limit and experimenting with new sounds. That's one of the reasons why none of their albums ever really sound the same. They are all different, and if you listen chronologically, you can hear this evolution in their music.
When you feel safe, when you feel warm, in that dead of night, love bites.
And that's one of the reasons why they got so big and why they managed to become so iconic, in my opinion. Even albums such as Turbo, that supposedly wasn't received that positively by fans, still had a unique sound that was trying to be different.
Hi, I'm Rob Halford from Judas Priest, and I want you to ride through your neighborhood spreading the heavy metal word, Priest style, and do it on this, my customized futuristic turbo cycle from our new video, Locked In. I'm going to give it away one lucky viewer of MTV's Heavy Metal Mania. And all it takes is a postcard to this address.
The MTV Judas Priest Bike Giveaway. P.O. Box 899. Radio City Station, New York, New York. 10101.
Although I always thought it was strange when people claimed that certain albums had a bad reception despite them selling massive numbers. I mean, Turbo sold well, and who buys these records if not fans? This is a similar thing that I notice with most other bands and artists whenever they deviate slightly from their established sound.
Of Judas Priest.
Step on the red, cross on the green, never take a ride in a stranger's machine, and always make sure you're burning on turbo power.
Judas Priest, Turbo, fuel for life.
It's 1986. Do you know where your children are? They're out burning on turbo power.
Judas Priest, Turbo, fuel for life.
Judas Priest made badass metal. It was raw and heavy. The type of music you listen to when you're out raising hell, an unstoppable killing machine. And one of the reasons for why they sound so good is the style of singing that Rob Halford had, which is also similar to Bruce Dickinson from Iron Maiden. A heavy metal sound that would go on to influence plenty of 80s bands such as Dokken, Queensryche, and even early Anthrax and Metallica.
Now, we are Judas Priest, your heavy metal host for tonight's edition of the Head Bangers Ball.
Darkness cooks. I should agree, but at least she was a two-pronged crown.
While it wouldn't be true to say that Judas Priest invented heavy metal, since the genre did already exist when they came around, and especially when they got big, it is fair to say that Priest helped revolutionize the genre. They put a lot of emphasis on the heavy and visual side of it, and they managed to create a sound no one else had. 80s metal would have probably looked completely different without them or Iron Maiden, since a lot of 80s sound stands heavily on the shoulders of Priest and Maiden.